my wife about like who I was coaching today. Was like, yo, it's the priest, and she goes, who is like, yo, you don't know the priest. I always enjoy our sessions so much. So
I appreciate it. Like,
every time because I know I see your IRL name on the calendar ahead. I'm like, hey, I know who that is. Let's go. So I'm always stoked. So how you been, man?
hey, it's been good. It's been pretty good. Like, no real issues. I guess you're doing all right yourself.
Yeah, doing fine, doing fine.
That's good.
How's support treating you?
Um, I made an interesting decision. I was almost like I got to Diamond One last season. I was
I saw
almost
that. Yeah.
Masters, and then I said I know my Ana is the problem, so I'm just gonna one trick Ana and try to figure out what's going on. Dropped all the way to Plat 2,
Mm-hmm.
doing that. Like I recently did start winning more games and stuff. I'm back to Diamond 4, but
That's good.
like I guess I've been picking up on a few things but it's still kind of weird because I feel like I've improved in a lot of areas on Ana, but I was still just losing a lot of games. So that's why I think on the forum I said like it's kind of like a nose blind thing where I don't really know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
like the most recent one I think is probably like I need to work on my rotations more, which
Probably. Yeah.
I have. I mean, I think I've improved a little bit at that, but not as fast as the other stuff. But
Sure.
even
Makes
then, I
sense.
don't really know. So,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Well, we could take a look. I mean, that's a pretty dramatic drop from, everything else, and especially with a person like you who mechanically at least shouldn't be a major weak point for you given your history. So, I think that that's definitely going to raise some eyebrows, and we'll have to take a look at like what's exactly going wrong. First off, congrats on Diamond One, regardless under what circumstances. That's awesome. You've almost cracked
I
it.
think
I'm sure you will this season. Any questions about playtime schedule, mentality, anything like that? Because obviously it's not our first radio. There's one point in your form I'll like to dig into in a second, but first off, anything
sure.
there?
Um, Not really. I mean, like I've made some changes with scheduling, so I'll just try different stuff and see how it goes. But I don't
What
think I
what
have
did you
any
try?
issues in that regard. Um, just like before, how I did things before is like I health wise, I would like play first and then try to like do like workouts and stuff afterwards. But I've seen other people like they would just do it first. It's like, I'm gonna try doing it first. But like I guess it's kind of working, but my focus isn't as strong when I do that. I just
Sure.
think maybe that's something I need to get used to be
Yeah.
honest, because I'm
Yeah.
not used
Yeah.
to
Might be.
moving.
Might be.
So
For me, I feel pretty alert for the games after I work out because I actually train before I coach usually, but you are a little bit tired later as the day drags on because you did burn some of that like late day rank sessions on days where I trained really hard or really hard. You had a question in the forum. Obviously, maybe this has changed, but you said my skill hasn't degraded the same rate because I've been playing the game about the same amount. I do think it's a mentality issue that bleeds in everyday life. I feel like I have this subconscious fear of being really good at something. Still looking into it.
the I wanted to pull this form back up, but for some reason I couldn't really get to it.
Yeah.
Um, it feels like the higher I get in rank, I start playing less, and I don't really know why. It's a weird thing. Um, and it's kind of been the same. Like I feel like as a person, I'm more of a jack of all trades thing, where I will
Mm-hmm.
go pretty hard into something that I really like, I'm passionate about. Get to a certain point, and it's like, okay, that's I guess that's good enough. Like mentally, I'll think I don't know if I'm like actively thinking that. Maybe it's like a subconscious thing, and then I'll just kind of fall off of it for a second. I don't really know
Hmm.
why I do that.
Interesting.
Um,
That's actually kind of interesting because is it? I mean, again, you don't really know, but maybe some things to explore. Is it a feeling of like, oh, I'm now getting to the point now to where like the cost of failure feels almost higher, like the higher up you climb. You know,
I,
like it feels like, for example, recently, like you went Diamond One, and man, you're so close, and it probably hurt pretty bad to go all the way to Plat Two. You know,
this
um,
that might even be like a. Now that you brought it up, is because why did I like? Because before I think I put in the forms that I have four heroes and I have a tool for every situation.
yep,
So I
yep.
feel like that's why my honor was kind of like
It's on a
not getting
brig,
training
Juno
and
Zen,
needed.
right?
hmm
Yeah, yeah.
And it's interesting because like I picked right when I was almost masters to say I'm just gonna play on it and try to fix it and then drop back down. And I don't know, like, why didn't I try to just push the Masters first, and then if I start to drop, then I fix it. I'm not sure why I didn't do that.
I mean, there's two ways of
Like, it's
looking at
almost
it. You could have either have been you were scared of trying to push for masters and then failing, so you're like, let's just give myself a good excuse of why I'm gonna drop, or maybe you'll cut yourself some slack. Maybe you were thinking really really long term here. Maybe you recognize that your honor really really was a weakness, and that you would have been able to get the Masters 5, but that's not your long term goal, right? Like there are some dreams maybe of hitting Grandmaster one day. And at some point, maybe you're going to have to bite the bullet, and if on it is a weak point, then sure.
yeah. I think it's I think it's maybe both
Yeah,
because
could
like
be.
I'm sure I had that thought, but at the same time I was thinking that like I need to get it out of the way now because like it's gonna be even rougher if I get higher
Yeah,
up and all of a sudden the honest like a actual
yeah,
big issue that I need to
yeah,
work on. So
yeah. I mean, I did that with Ana too. I've told you about this, right? The full rank drop that I did literally the
but yeah,
exact same thing that you did, except it was even harder because I went from Masters, the equivalent of like Masters 4 to Plat 2. No, it was Plat 1, sorry. It was like 2970 or something like that. Dropped almost 600 SR picking up Ana. So I don't know, like maybe there's something in there. I think for you, like, the whole jack of all trades mindset, and now you're kind of pushing hard at one facet of your life, like only do so because you really want to do so. I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, you know my opinion on these things, right? There's nothing wrong with being a jack of all trades. But for me, it's more about like, would you actually enjoy that path? And if the answer is yes, then you're going to need to stop stealing the joy out of it for yourself. Because, like if you enjoy playing Ana, if you enjoy playing these support characters and you're really like, if you're excited about grinding Masters 5, we need to get there. We need to really try to get there.
that's true. Like I
You know?
definitely do enjoy like playing
Yeah.
all these characters. It's
Yeah.
just
Then let's get there. Let's get there, man. Like let's figure out what needs to do differently and what needs to go wrong, or what needs to go right rather. Um, any strategy or gameplay questions before we get into the code?
oh, hold on. I took some notes before. Let me think.
Yep.
Um, not necessarily. Because it's like the only thing maybe we'll dig into some rotation stuff where okay, it's more like okay, I guess I can bring this up. It's like I might process stuff slower than I need to. Like in game, I realize like I need to do this. Um, but I will rotate slow, and I'll get caught my pants down because like I know it's okay. I know this person's about to come. I need to start moving, but then oh, too late. He's already here, type thing. And
Yeah.
what else would there be? There was one more thing in my head at the time. I guess it's with like my nano usage has definitely improved, but I also have a bad habit of like I hesitate because I'm trying to think. It's like okay, is this fight winnable? Is this target fighting? Like those are like the two things I'm kind of asking. It's not as instinctive right
Mm-hmm.
now. So like there's many times that I just won't use nano because I will miss my window as I'm trying to process these things,
Yeah.
and I know that's an issue as well. I still think it's improved, but it's still a problem.
Okay. So
So
the goal needs to be never hesitate ever,
oh
with the
okay,
exception of one thing. One thing, and this is how you practice. Okay. So we want to get to like level 2. You know how to practice. You focus on something. Okay. So now let's get to the mentality of how you actually do that properly. Okay. You're practicing your nano boosts, right? You're going in and evaluating the situation and using nano boost, right? You are allowed to hesitate because the hesitation involves you thinking through the scenario and maybe being too late, but you're thinking about nano boost. You're problem solving live time. That's good, right? But when it comes to your rotations, your positioning, your cooldown usage, and your mechanics of that game, you cannot hesitate. The first instinct that you get, you need to act on and never second guess yourself. Now let's flip the script. You're thinking about your rotations. You're allowed to hesitate, but you're not allowed to hesitate with nanoboost. You see it go now. Because not only do you need to free up bandwidth to whatever you're practicing, that's right, like whatever your fact, you need to give it your full attention, and you can't think about every decision, right? But also
that is
because
bad habit.
you really want to be in the habit of training a complete lack of hesitation with every decision that's not at the forefront of your attention. because that's how top level players play. There is no hesitation. Hesitation means that you could take a good decision and make it bad because it's delayed. Like, for example, if you're working on your nades, you're hesitating because you're thinking about your nades and you're being slow and you're being deliberate. And so you're going to miss some nade opportunities, but you're practicing developing the habits that you need to nade better. But if in that same game you hesitate about everything else, you're building the habit of being slow with every decision that you do, and that's bad because the window of opportunity gets smaller and smaller and smaller the higher and higher rank that you get. You never hesitate. And this applies to everything in regards to certainly at least sports and esports, but probably life as well. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. With anything that deserves your full attention, give it your full attention. Everything else, just go. You have to trust your instincts. Now, what that might mean is because of your lack of hesitation, you have a bunch of bad nanos. But all that means is that okay, my nano boost isn't autopilot yet. I need to go back and deliberately focus on nano boost, but not this game. Not right now.
Okay. That makes sense. It is funny that you bring it up because when I'm like playing and I said I'm just gonna see how I do. Like I'm sharp. It feels like I'm very sharp. I kind of just see everything. It's like I might have some mistakes, but it's just like I am noticeably way better than I was before.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're a competitor. That's a good competitive mindset to bring in. And I think it's important to keep that at the forefront, even when you're practicing. You shouldn't be second guessing everything that you're doing unless you're a brand new beginner, right? And you're no longer a brand new beginner. You need to have full confidence in your autopilot, even when it fails you occasionally. It's okay. It'll do better next time. And then when something is getting your full attention, you give it your full attention. You just have to trust your body and your brain to react properly. You just have to. You can't get in the habit of second guessing everything that you do because that is not a habit that you want to develop moving forward. People that hesitate are bad at everything that they do. They're thoughtful, they're smart, but they're bad. You should never hesitate. That's why a lot of like really confident people, first off, the competence probably leads to confidence, but confident people are often very good because even if they don't always make the right decision, they make it with like full chest, right? And so they make it quickly and they win. They're good at what they do as a result. So you should be deliberate and hesitant about things that you're thinking about and practicing about. But because you know that you can't do that with everything, you should not do that with everything. You should only do it about that one thing. Everything else needs to be instinctual.
that makes sense. Okay. That's something I'll need to work on as well. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I might take a little bit to get used to while practicing.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I mean I won't be able to do.
It's a good life skill, you know? It's a good life skill. Okay. Anything else here?
I think that's it.
Okay, let's look at a replay code here.
All right. I got a few. Fortunately, a lot of these I picked the best codes I could because I feel like since I started to win more, it's just a lot of those games weren't close. I got a few that are. This is Antarctic Peninsula.
Yeah.
I have one Winston game at Watch Point, but it's not that close. I am not sure if you even want to see that one.
We'll see. We'll see how much time we have. Question for you. I know that you said you really didn't know, and maybe it was to do with your rotations. Maybe it's more to do with the hesitation. I don't really know. But I'm going to ask you one more time. Does anything come to mind with the plummet, the Plat 2? Was it your training habits, how you were approaching, how much you were practicing? I don't know. Just kind of opening the floor here last time here.
Let me think.
No pressure. Just want to make sure.
Because I don't know if that's really it. Because I did okay. Actually, now that you bring it up, I did burn out at one point.
Okay. Why?
But I didn't. I'm assuming it's because I kept sticking to the routine. No matter what, I'm gonna get 10 games in. When I'm off.
I remember your Twitch chat message. Remember that a week ago?
Yeah,
I've been referencing that message. I've been referencing that message 3 or 4 sessions since then because I thought it was such an insightful question. I've been constantly thinking about it. And for anyone that's listening to this in the future, it's basically the question was, you asked if I don't feel up to it, if I'm tired, frustrated, stressed, whatever, should I force myself to do the same structure, schedule, even if I don't feel up to it? And the answer is no. The answer is no. You have to know your limits, right? You have to cater to what you're able to do for the day. It's the same thing with physical training, right? Generally, worst case scenario is to skip the day entirely. But right behind that is to commit to the full schedule, all right? That was a good question. And
I
it probably
appreciate.
led to some of that burnout.
I really do think it did because I was making changes then. Before, when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do 5 a day, and that I feel like that mentally helped.
Yep.
But at the same time, like I think your answer was just kind of like do what you can. So like
Yeah.
it's been a lot more fluid lately. Like
It
sometimes
is.
I'll do
Yeah.
7, and then
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just do 3 and stuff. And I think when I started being more fluid, that's when I started climbing again. Now that you're
So
bringing it all up.
when you're immature and lack of experience, you kind of have to force more of a regimented schedule to make sure that you get in the habit of doing things. So doing the things becomes habitual, right? But as you become, I guess, quote unquote, more disciplined or more used to the system, you are given the freedom to interpret what you're able to do for the day, right? And that's kind of where you become a true competitor. Whereas, a very foolish competitor will either commit to the schedule brainlessly, or because they're lazy or not in the habit of doing it, they'll just skip the day entirely, right? But you at some point want to be able to accommodate what you feel like for the day. And if you can do that, that's what top level competitors do. And I think that should be the end goal for you. So I'm glad to hear that.
Also, I guess that that advice actually ended up bleeding over into my life pretty quickly too. So I do
I mean,
appreciate it.
I
Like,
mean, I that's a lesson I've had to learn too. Like, I'm not sitting here like this is something that especially in the last 2 years, have really had to work out in my own life because it sucks, Like, there were days where I'd force myself to do this, this, and this, and this, and I could feel in my coaching sessions just like I wasn't doing a good job. I just wasn't doing a good job. I had a very busy time in my life leading up to the Hazard Guide, after playing Hazard to Masters or whatever. And honestly, the Hazard Guide just wasn't good. And I could tell in the moment that I just wasn't. And so there's an opportunity cost, so you really have to be able to gauge what can I handle in this moment. But
I, I really think that it's helped actually a lot more. Like when I really think about it, like I put that to practice very quick, like in a lot of
good,
stuff.
good, 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 good. Okay. Burnout, rotations, anything else?
Um, I want to say that's probably it.
Okay.
Because I was burned out. I played a lot. I was ended up just playing a lot of quick play. I was like, I don't really want to play
Sure.
comp because I'm kind of burned out. But I think
Sure.
that's really all it was.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see.
Okay, sounds good. So rotations, are you familiar with the dynamic positioning stuff? I mean, you've been around my community for a while, so you're
Yep.
probably vaguely familiar. Okay, give me the basic breakdown of what is dynamic positioning, as simply as you can.
Um, like you don't. Well, no, actually, never mind. Let me not start there because that's not necessarily true. Um, you take a good position, and
Yep.
if you're looking, you kind of have to be aware of like who can contest you in that position,
Yep.
and if they can, you should probably rotate away if
Sure.
they are within
Sure.
range. Is kind of
Sure.
what I'm thinking.
Sure. And the opposite is true as well. So if somebody cannot contest you, then you can rotate to a more aggressive position, right? Something that
True.
I learned a lot more coaching Juno is how, because she can't really duel anybody at any time, she has to basically fill the gap. And Anna's pretty good at that too. So any open angle that you see, you don't just have the opportunity, you have the responsibility to fill that position as quickly as you possibly can. Only other little
Actually,
detail, go ahead.
oh, actually, now that you're bringing it up, like I feel like it's kind of harder to practice this because in my head I'm thinking, okay, I just need to keep rotating, but that's not actually feels like it's accurate. I
No.
need to rotate when it's required, but
Right. Right.
so it's hard to like keep it in my head correctly.
Ask yourself, do
If
I
that
have
makes
a
sense.
strong angle right now? If the answer is yes, then stand still. If the answer is no, where can you go? That's
Okay, that's
basically it.
cool.
And then the only other thing, and this is where Anna gets really complicated, is you are often reliant off of your CDs to whether you can hold an angle or not. So for example, right here, if you wanted to go here, you could, but you would need sleep dart. Otherwise, it would not work, right? Otherwise, you'd get run down and killed if you didn't have sleep dart. You could go here as well, but you would definitely need your nade. Just in case that there's like a dive character here, you would definitely want that CD. As soon as you scout or listen and hear that there's nobody here, then you'd be free to use your nade offensively. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Ana is it's finding what's the most aggressive sight line that I can apply pressure onto and how and where do my cooldowns allow me to rotate here. So like this position, for example, do you see how compressed your sight lines are? It's a decent sight line. This would be like, okay, gold, plat, you've got covered, you've got a sight line. It's not bad, but you can squeeze more.
True.
You can squeeze more. You have your CDs. You have full vision of a lot of threats on your screen. You have enough information to move. Let's move.
Okay.
Where would you move to? Based off the information that you have. Just on your screen. You don't see Junkrat. You do see Ana, Kiri, Ryan, and you see your team. Where do you go?
This one I saw before, like naturally, I think probably rotating right's the best option because I'm assuming that they're going to be coming from the left still.
Right, so somebody's going to be in left. Yep. Now, I would honestly go left personally because I know that I will have enough distance between myself and whatever it is right now, whatever that's a Genji, Cassidy, Junkrat, whatever. I would probably go to here and then scout and then keep rotating from there. But honestly, right would be fine too. Either one's fine.
Okay.
But do you see how kind of like this is like that nade? I like the intention there. You even try to time it correctly. And you're getting some decent damage here, but you could be doing so much more from a more, I'm going to say it, aggressive position. And by aggressive, I mean partially closer, but also partially wider.
Okay,
whether that's
that makes
left
sense.
or whether that's right. A better sightline vision for your CDs, both your sleep dart, nade, and your damage and healing. That's why you lost this fight. This right here is appropriate. You're down 2, but the Rhine has left this position. You have your cooldowns. You immediately fill that spot, and you can see the value. You see that? This is you dynamically rotating. This is good. This fight is probably lost, but honestly, there's a chance now. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? You get the punish, you get the trade. Ryan pushes you like he will. You outplay him mechanically. You run away, and you take a different angle. From here, you can back up. You could rotate right. You could do anything. And then Ryan leaves. So where are you going to go right now? I have full faith in you right now, right? Where are you going to go?
There's no reason why I wouldn't go back up there.
You're going to go right back, right? You're going to go right back. Yeah, you should. You see, you need to rotate and then use the cooldowns here, right? That way it makes it significantly easier for you to actually hit the damage. And so you didn't fill the space here. I had full faith in you. Apparently that was not warranted. But you can kind of see what I'm saying, right? Like your initial angle had a sightline, but it didn't have an angle. You didn't have good vision. This is good. But you can see how like you immediately go from being worthless to winning the fight for your team almost single-handedly. With the nade onto the Sojourn, the shot the Sojourn, and the sleep onto the Rhine. Huge impact. And then because you didn't fill the gap, now you're losing the fight again. It's literally you. It's you. I mean, it's not only you, of course. It's never that simple. But this is massive. Like your team has needed you. Even this here, it's like, okay, yeah, you've used Sleep Dart, but you have enough distance between yourself and Ryan to where you can be a little bit more aggressive. Okay, so now we have Sleep Dart again. We have Nano. Where should you go? With the information that you have, where should you go?
No reason to take that top right again.
You
I could even go left, actually.
You could,
So,
yeah,
like,
you could do either one. The disruptor shot kind of discourages it. Good Nano. Good Sleep Dart.
Oh, I know why I hesitated. I thought I had nade and I didn't.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was like, why am I hesitating?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. But again, like look at this position. So just run. Yeah, this is fine. Like even without Sleep Dart, you notice that you were able to keep your distance a little bit. Like it's hard, right? Like you could just start running and you can go full Rambo mode. You know what I'm saying? This is good. I mean, you kind of fumbled the bag mechanically there, but I like this.
Yeah.
This is people don't do this with Ana enough. Like this is how Overwatch 2 support works. Like I know you don't have a dash freaking cooldown, you don't have mobility, but you have that range. You know, you don't have to rotate here to do things. You can just rotate to here, and then you have those cooldowns to kind of bail you out if you need to. This is good. Again, like you have been. Like, it's literally a litmus test about whether you're going to win the fight, about whether you rotate around where the enemy team gives you. If the answer is yes, you win. If the answer is no, you lose. Literally just that.
Okay.
I'm not going to coach your cooldown usage because your cooldown usage has made pretty much mostly sense. Like, there's been a couple of goofed up cooldowns, but the only goofed up cooldowns were because you weren't rotating. You had a good...
You know what? Yeah, that makes sense. I never really thought about that. Okay.
Yeah. The nade on the Rhine here, even the nade on the Rhine was like a good try. Like you were trying to wait until he was distracted. And then the same thing over here with the Ana, you tried to hit the backboard with the nade to hit the Ana, but it was only too hard because your position wasn't filling the gaps. That's it. Every other time that you've had space, your cooldowns have been good. Even holding Sleep Dart for the Rein, it's been perfect. Like, you've done a really good job. This is fine. This is kind of like one of those moments where you don't need to additionally rotate because you know where the fight's happening, and you're like, yo, I got a sick sightline here. So sure, just stand there. Yeah.
This ends now.
So like, if your ball goes in, that's a good nade. It's a good little prediction.
Sometimes I get into trouble though when I do predictions like that.
Yeah, you gotta measure it. You gotta measure it, right? Here is more of like, I'm gonna predict it because otherwise Ryan's shield might be a problem and it's just not really a good rotation elsewhere. So it's okay. And there's enough distance here to where there's no dive threats because I don't have nade. You're fine. I think it was fine. I would have held my Sleep Dart though. I would have held my Sleep Dart there. Because there's something's gonna happen in the next 3 or 4 seconds and or Ryan's gonna pin you. You want that Sleep Dart as insurance so that you can hold this position.
I'm sure I get punished by that this game. I'm sure by this run for just
you get punished for it because you had to rotate away.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually,
right? You had to rotate away. This is a good rotation from you, but it's unfortunate that you had to do it. Right? That's kind of the key thing. Right? You get punished passively, latently, quietly. Right? Where should you go right now?
There's no reason I can push up and just hit a nade because
you can.
I have no reason not to.
You can. Now you have to know where Junkrat is, but that nade was I won't say lazy, but it was crappy. You needed either needed a good division or like, okay, there's Junkrat, so I'm gonna do a flank or something, right? Like that sucks. That might cost you the fight right there. Because you've been pretty much MIA. Yeah, sure, why not? You got Riptire in the field. Hide, do something, you know? This is good. This is good. There's no Ryan in your screen right now, so there's no real threat. You lead the shot where you think the supports are gonna go. I think this is gonna hit. Oh, that would have hit without the ball slam. That's crazy. And now you've got a sick angle for nade. Good. This is huge.
I should have gave up, but...
I mean, yeah, it's okay. Crit tank. It's all right. It's still useful. Took him out of the fight. Yeah, it's all right. Like I'm less worried about like the minutia of like, oh, you should have shot the Junkrat. Yeah, maybe. But I think he was still 2-shot. You know, you would have had to shot him twice.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you rotate away because you don't have CDs. Okay, Ryan's on the floor. You have CDs. Where do you need to go?
So, like, what is this sleeve?
Well, you're leading it for Nano Ryan to push your Curie. It's a fine sleeve. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you need to go walk back up top again. And you're playing too far away. You need to take that space.
Like,
Fill the
I feel like
space.
this is hesitating again. Like, I'm not sure why I'm not just doing it.
Well,
never mind.
I think part of it may just be like ignorance, frankly. Like you don't fully understand when, where, and how, why to rotate. You know?
You know what? That's fair. Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's necessarily some like emotional problem here. Maybe you just didn't think about it. You know, this is not something that you fully understood and executed well. It's like, okay, I have CDs, I have information. Where can I go? Right? Because it's not easy.
You know what? No. Think about it. Bring this because I'm starting to remember what's going on in my head in this game. It's like you brought up a good point about when like I wanted to focus on rotations in this game, but I have a habit of just thinking about everything. And I'm almost certain that I was like, I need to get to cover, and I start to just practice cover usage immediately in my head.
Yeah,
and which I probably shouldn't be doing because
right. If the goal is rotations, probably not. Right. I like this cover. Like I think if you were going to position anywhere here, this is certainly the best version of this. But if we're here, then we get nade. Now, yeah, we lose a little bit of cover, partly because I really think this choke is kind of poorly designed, frankly. But the rotation was more important than cover here.
I agree.
Right?
100%.
Especially because like you got nano too. So you got nano on, which means any aggressive rotation is less likely to be punished because everyone's looking at the nano target, right? So you have all these resources. Good nano, by the way. Very unfortunate. The only reason he dies... Wait, why does he die? He gets murked. How does he die? Oh,
he got 2-shot.
He got May headshot and Rhine swing. That's very unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really, that's one of those moments where it's like he dies, but it's a good nano. You have sleep. Fill the gap. Fill the gap. Yes. Thank you, Maywall, for helping me rotate. You know, and then again, like look immediately you rotate. Look at what happens. You know, it's just too late. Okay. Ana is secretly a very mobility, motion, rotation focused character because her cooldowns. Okay, so let me give you an example. You know how Junkrat's like a flank character? not like a hard flanker, but like takes these little secret sight lines and big booms, right? The reason he is like that is because he's unbelievably cooldown reliant, right? And the fact that his mines, right? That's his one shot, 2-tap burst threat, right? So because his cooldowns are such an important part of his kit, these bursts of value off of tight little angles, little rotations is exactly how he's played at a higher level. You're not hard flanking, but you are taking what space is given, okay? On is the same. The more bursty the character is, the more you're rewarded for finding those windows for sleep dart, nade, shots, nano, whatever. It's not just, you have mobility, so you should, hard flank necessarily. Did you watch the Maka VOD review from OWCS on New Queen Street?
I did not. I need to go check that out, actually.
You can skim the first little part because it's going to be mostly stuff that you already know. It's basically me teaching. Wait, I just copied the full message from Sushi. Hang on. Okay, there's the link. You can skip the first part because it's stuff that you already know. But you can look at we'll say 8:30 in there. How to play support like a pro. And you could just watch how literally the rotations are dictated off of his cooldowns and dictated off of what's wide open.
That makes sense. You know what? I've never really. It's been instinctual. I've never really thought about my cooldowns and if I should rotate, if I have my cooldowns or not. It's just I've been doing it without.
Your cooldowns are mobility. Your cooldowns are mobility because what's mobility? It's a get out of jail free card, right? It's what allows you to safely take an angle. Sleep dart and nade serve the same purpose. If you go here right now and you have sleep dart and nade, first you may or may not get punished, but in theory you're either going to get punished and murder the enemy team, so it'll be worth it, or you won't get punished at all because I don't need to run away. I'm going to nade you if you come after me, or sleep you if you come after me. Mobility allows you to open angles because it allows you to get away. Cooldowns like nade and sleep are mobility because they prevent you from needing to go away. And it's the same thing with Junkrat and those stupid mines. You don't want to walk into a small room with Junkrat, so he's almost got mobility, Yeah. He's able to take those positions otherwise.
I never thought about it like that before. Okay.
Right now, you're allowing... right now, you, first off, allowed Ryan to hold that choke for way too long. But right now, even if they were running Genji, for example, Genji couldn't push you here by himself. Why?
I'm on cooldowns.
You got cooldowns. You freaking nade the ceiling, he's freaking dead. It's over, right? Now, that was just a poorly executed mechanical nade, so that sucks, but I will respect the rotation. And I'm also going to respect the sleep dart because you can't get pushed here. So the Mei's in serious trouble. And then now you have a nice little sightline and a backline. And then based off of what you hear, you should be able to rotate now. You don't have sleep dart, but you know where that Rhine is. You have information, and we'll look what you do. You rotate. Look what you could do with this rotation. I know you're worried about touching point, so that sucks. That's a funny little bounce there. But look at how you're matching your Kiriko's aggression on the flank because you had sleep dart and nade. You see this? This is good.
Yeah.
Now the nade needed to hit.
Yeah.
The nade needed to hit, and obviously probably needed to play a little bit further away. But honestly, good stuff. Good stuff. Is all this making sense?
Yep, it is.
So your cooldowns are your mobility. You still would prefer a longer sightline and maybe not necessarily a hard flank, but there are exceptions even to that rule. So right now, you have a great vision for cooldowns. So maybe you don't need to take a more aggressive angle. This is as good of an angle as you need. You have everything in the world that you can see. I mean, look at that. Bam. Perfect. You don't even need to save your cooldowns. If that Rhine takes any space at all, you're going to sleep him. Bam. But then now you have cooldowns. They've now rotated to a position where your impact is lower, so then you're going to rotate accordingly. You can go here. You can flank left. You can go anywhere that you'd like. This is where, again, I don't hate the nade here, but I do think it's something that's worth considering because you're doing this. This is actually acceptable if you have nade. You see this?
Yeah, it would have been huge.
But despite that, this is spicy. You've got some distance between yourself. Where's Ryan? You know, right? You know, he's somewhere way over here. He's not a problem. This is you're going to get away with this. You're going to get away with this. Now, you might die, based off of a mechanical play, maybe a lack of cover, or maybe the Ana hits a sleep, or you miss your sleep. But this isn't stupid, and you know it. It's well timed. You have full scouting information, and you have your sleep dart. Let's see what you got. You rush your sleep there, but it's still useful. Like you still were a threat. You still helped your ball. Would have been nice with nade, but yeah, good stuff. Now you don't have CDs, so you run away. You hear Ryan. Now you have sleep darts, so you're thinking, all right, come on. That's unfortunate. Yeah, look. You thought about it. You're like, I did. But you know what? You could have. You could. And honestly, I think either one's fine here. You were thinking about point, which I think is respectable, and you still have a good angle. Oh, this is gonna be spicy. Oh. Wait. No way. Oh, that's so frustrating. That's okay. That's okay. It's a good play. Probably wouldn't have dropped. I would have held the angle here and just pocketed my Hanzo and peppered the Rhine. Just because it compresses your angle here. But yeah, this is okay. This has been like one of your stronger rotation maps so far. Good nade. A little high, but the intention was there. Oh, it gets the bounce! wait, it got the bounce! Wait. So, wait. Bam! Wait, where is it? There it is. Wait.
That's so unlucky.
That's crazy. Okay, and then now this guy's mad, so he's pinning. Oh, so close. But yeah, this is good. You notice how this feels so much more Rambo than the previous round? Like, so much messier, and yet your impact still feels like kind of the same, right? Oh, that's an unfortunate nade. Look at that. Huge. Do you think this death is going to be earned?
I think so. Like,
I think so too.
Plans, and he had a TP on me,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. And you could have even rotated faster there, and never gotten the sleep, you know. But yeah, it seems earned, you know. Like it's like, oh, you know, yeah. I think that you guys could still win this fight. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, definitely an earned death. Okay, good stuff. This sightline's fine. Nade's good. You're just the GOAT. You got sleep dart? Now, I would hold sleep here. This is one of those moments where I would hold sleep. Again, because you don't need to use it right now. There's very little value. This is your insurance, right? So just don't rush that. Hold it and then take a more aggressive angle. That way you can sleep Junkrat. You get what I'm saying? Or you can sleep Ryan, or if the Mei tries to wall up on you. You're a menace here. Nano that. There it is. Hold still. Stop strafing here. Hold still. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's a sick shot right there, but just relax. Hold still and pop off. Good nano, good angle, good rotation, good nade, terrible sleep dart, terrible movement.
True.
That sleep dart's fine. It would have hit. Yeah. I mean, come on. You feel it, right? Main character right now. You're him. You're using the space that they're giving you to. Like, you're very respondent to where you need to rotate. If Ryan's going to hold the floor, then you're going to hold top. If Ryan pushes top, then you're going to swing right. It's good. So as messy as this is in terms of some of the cooldowns and so on, the way that you're moving is providing so much value. Oh my gosh. Oh. You see it, right? You may not even be consciously doing it. You just saw pin. You just see your ball. Oh, you even got it around the shield. You rat. Wait. You see, okay, right, squeeze it there. And you get a little bit fortunate, but you did aim it purposefully or try it around the shield. And you're like, okay, shoot. Huge. I mean, just you just a little too far from cover and obviously like a little messy there, but like, I mean, I respect it. Good stuff. When you do that, you put yourself in situations where you just have to execute properly. And then all that does is just practice, right? Practice. You're doing the right things, and now you just have to worry about doing them well. Oh dear, deja vu all over again. Wait, how did it not hit? Oh, you saw it was short.
I thought it was short.
No.
Unfortunate.
Good angle, though. Still very stallable. And you can see, like, look what this position allows you to do, right? They're not thinking about it. And there's just enough distance where you're okay, and you have sleep dart if he decides to come after you. He probably will. You even rotate around here. Okay, this is getting personal here. But you know what? You can do it. You can do it. You have cooldowns.
Oh, I have a cooldown. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't drop, don't drop, don't drop. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. You're just insane.
I should have dropped.
You shouldn't have dropped. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have dropped. You shouldn't have dropped. But you know what? There it is. I don't got to say. I don't need to say anything. You know. You know it. Again, dynamic rotations. You see it, right? Everything. Everything. Look at how annoying you are here. And then go back. Go back. Take that sideline. Could have held the nade and or rotated more aggressively before the nade, but obviously this is getting so hectic right now, you're more likely to make mistakes. But yeah, the damage has been... Go ahead.
Like the nano, I felt like I hesitated on that nano. Like, I should have just did it immediately. And, like, that's the kind of stuff I feel like, because now I don't think I even use it the rest of this.
You should have just used Wrecking Ball, to be honest with you. I understand the hesitation in Nano Wrecking Ball, but, like, he's the only person doing anything, so you should have just nanoed him. Good sleep. You know where Ryan is. There's no threat. Use it. Might as well. You definitely should have nanoed that.
Like, I was just holding on to it. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, it's more of like a micro thing where, like, the most important thing was actually using the resource, and I think you were prioritizing not nanoing Wrecking Ball, and I think that's the main thing.
Okay.
So when you actually fill the gaps here, the biggest thing is the execution of your cooldowns and how you're doing that, but that's just going to come with experience and time. The strategic thing that needs to be done better is I want you to be a little bit more thoughtful about how you use your sleep dart when you take that rotation. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I never really, because since I never thought about like having my cooldowns, that's why I can rotate. I never really think about how I use them when I do. Like what the consequences are. I just use them. It's like, oh, okay, this opportunity. But yeah, it makes a lot more sense. When I think about it like that, it makes way more sense.
Yep. And you could see that. You could see the results immediately too, right? When you can sleep the pinning Ryan, then you're cooking. When you can't, you're cooked, right? It's as simple as that. And as somebody that coaches Ryan, it's a very, very difficult mind game, right? Where I am less likely to want to clear you off of an angle if I don't know whether you have sleep dart or not. So, yeah, good stuff. That was a much cleaner round from a rotation, much messier round from mechanics, but that's okay. You put yourself in that exposure to make those mistakes, but also to get the rewards often. And even when you made mistakes, you still won the round. So, good stuff. Any questions so far?
I don't think so. I'm answering a lot of them right now.
Let's keep going here. This will be trickier because this is a much more congested map, but you do need to take in a sightline here. So as your team fills main, that's a blind nade, and it gets body blocked, right? Yeah. Because there's no angle here, right? So you've got the sightline part. The angle's not good. Where's your rotation here? Maybe just a blind rotation.
I should have just rolled out left immediately.
Roll with your team, and then drop here, listen, and then take this angle here and sit in your CDs. If they come after you, I might not even use my nade and sleep dart here until I have a tiny bit of information, because I need to know if I'm going to get pushed. And then I might start running. You get what I'm saying? Like, I might start running depending on the situation. I might even die. But I'm going to make them take some space on me. I'll definitely set my sleep dart here. You kind of get what I'm saying with that thought process going, right? Like,
it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I never really thought, like, for some reason, it's like either extreme is like take top right or just push all the way left, when I could just drop, like you said, and move around that way. I'm not sure why I didn't think about that.
You see how many of these cooldowns are getting blocked?
Yeah, I feel kind of useless in this fight.
Yeah, you are. You are. You're redundant. Remember, that CD is your mobility, so you're allowed to take more aggressive angles, especially if you have a bit of space. Case in point, right? Tracer pushes you, it's dangerous. Ryan pushes you, it's dangerous. Yeah, sure, why not? Good. Don't have CDs, rotate out, get your passive heal, good stuff. You're listening carefully, you hear Tracer. She's still far away. You don't need to rotate anymore, why not?
Well, the fight's going to be here.
Yeah, it's like a juicy sightline, right? Perfect sightline. Perfect little angle here. You don't need to do anything else. So just hold here and shoot her damage. A little panicky with a sleep dart there. I just generally think in that 1v1, sleep dart early just almost never works. because she basically will always have a blink for it. But yeah, I mean, this is expensive, right? This is really expensive. Like, there are so many threats. I mean, look at the surround that you guys have. Even though you're down one here, this is still very winnable. Nade here's fine. Would have preferred it not on Ryan, but I think it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And you have enough distance here to where, like, even without sleep, you can kind of rotate away and rat out. So, and then they ignore you, and so you can just basically play Kovacs here. So
I get caught by that. That's the second time I got caught by like longer range shatters. I'm just not used to it yet, I guess.
Yeah, it's just you need to outplay it mechanically better with cover. That's it. But at the same time, if they're going to kill you, it costs an ultimate. You got your nade off, and look at how out of position these guys are.
That's very true.
It took a lot to get you. Not just an ultimate, but a lot more than that, and they are not in a good position to do anything. I mean, Ryan literally can't do anything. Kiriko had to use cooldowns, right? This fight's won. Should be one for you guys. Should be one. Yeah, I mean, you guys are certainly holding. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, good stuff. Okay, now we get, this is the most important part right here. You're coming in blind, you hear Nano Ryan, you blind nade. Don't like that. Rotate first, listen, rotate, cooldown, right? Because you're going to want to move here, right? You don't like this spot. So you're going to want to go here and go, Okay, sleep, maybe sleep him, and then let's try this up here. Oh, I've definitely need my nade to take this angle, right? But now you don't have your nade, so you really can't safely rotate. You could just go left here if you wanted to. But basically,
it looks like I really want to go somewhere, but it's just...
Yeah, and you're hesitating. Part of it is due to ignorance, but also part of it is due to it is earned hesitation because you didn't have your nade, so it was dangerous to rotate. That's why you have to rotate first.
That makes total sense. Okay.
You have to. If you ever watch professional level on a play, it is always the position that leads and then the decision with the cooldown afterwards. The cooldown might educate which angle they take. Like, they might go for a nade angle, but they don't nade then angle. They angle then nade. Or angle then sleep, and so on.
Okay.
Nice. Good movement. That's fine. It's expensive. I mean, it was worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. We win the fight. Oh, we're going to win this. Let's go. Good? You have your CDs?
I didn't... No, what?
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, good stuff. We can look at another code. We can look at whatever you'd like to do, mate. We got it like 13, 14 minutes.
Okay, let's see. I'll keep working on... I kind of pick these... I'll do Servos. Like, I kind of pick these codes based off, like, its maps. I feel like that I'm forced to move.
Yep.
So, I think that's why I was like, I'm going to try to do these. Let's do that one.
Survasa is a spicy one, right? You'll feel your slowness. I actually had an idea for a passive perk instead of the sleep dart one, where Ana has like 5%, 10% out of combat move speed, and a perk idea basically instead of the sleep dart slow, which I hate, and it was for this exact situation, right? For Flashpoint, the ability to rotate around significantly faster when you're not in combat, I feel like would be super valuable. Because this is both a good and a bad map for Ana. It's wide open, which is great for sightlines, but it does require a lot of legwork, right? And, arthritis is, it sucks. So, it's going to be fun. Okay, go ahead. You were saying something?
What was it? Oh, like, I feel like, I guess, spoiler, we lost this game.
That's fine.
It was close, but I feel like that, like, a lot of my hesitation in this game in particular is why we end up losing this game. Mm-hmm. Like, there will be many moments, like, either I hesitate with Nano or I hesitate with position, because I feel like there's moments that I know I want to move somewhere, but, like, you might even see me, like, going back and forth, like, I'm trying to decide if I want to do something or not, instead of just doing it.
Yeah,
and
just do it.
I end up just wasting time, and I don't do anything.
That's the key thing. When you don't make a decision, you have made a decision. Right? So if you commit to a rotation and it doesn't work, then that's a perfect opportunity for analysis later. But if you commit to something, you could commit to standing still, but do so and do it well. And then you decide, should I have stood still? But if you do nothing, then you don't really learn anything, right? If you don't really commit, you kind of do halfway, there's nothing really to learn because you never really gave it the full opportunity here. Okay, so scouting information, you hear completely vacant left angle and look where you go. Beautiful. Nice job. Look at that. Bang. Bang. Probably could have held sleep dart there. Just you don't need because it's not so much that like you're gonna get punished for lack of sleep dart. It's like that you probably are gonna rotate and do something even sillier or walk forward back in again and probably have a better sight line for it. Basically, the idea is that like you don't need to do silly greed, gamble, long distance. Maybe I'll hit the sleep dart or not if you're about to do something aggressive 2 seconds later. Like an opportunity will present itself. Trust me. That being said. Nice first fight rotation. I liked your initial rollout. Then you go, okay, nobody's there, so let me find a different angle. And you popped off. Look at you. This is good. Super slow composition, so nobody's going to punish you for going here at all. Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, that was not an easy nade to hit either. Look at you. Sigma's isolated. You rotate out to here. This is a great position to be right now.
This is the position I always want to be in, but sometimes I just can't take it. That's on me.
Maybe. She also needs to get out, and she just didn't. So, whoops, I keep messing up my scroll wheel here. My scroll wheel on this mouse drives me nuts.
My scroll wheel is broken on my mouse right now. It's just, I need to get another mouse. That was lucky.
It's a little blind, It's a little blind, but I don't hate it. Okay, so we rotate back here. Yeah, sure. Look at the angle you got here. This is beautiful. Go. Nade first.
Like, why didn't I just nade? Yeah.
Nade first, and hold the sleep based off of how they move. And then honestly, I don't know that I would rotate away either. There's nothing to push you. I know you don't have your CDs, but you could just hide, passive heal, and then peek back out and shoot again, right? You're kind of giving the Sigma shield value. So the way that I would look at this so far, the bad news is that you've muffed a lot of the details, but the good news is that the way that you're doing this so far is correct. And you need to practice doing these kind of like heads up, thoughtful rotations more often. This is much better than what we were seeing in Antarctica. At least the first point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's just like things like that. That annoys me. That nade has to hit on something, or don't shoot it at all and hold it now because an opportunity will present itself. Or that sleep dart needs to hit, and that Torbjorn needs to get shot. So right now, this is like we would call it partly mechanics, partly just kind of rushing things. This nano's good. You were 90 HP. It's fine.
Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, I was just
like even that sleep. So it's all the details that suck here. But that's okay. Relax. Practice these things. Be more used to this. See, like, I'm fairly decent at this because I've had a lot of experience doing it on as one of my more played characters. So I'm generally pretty comfortable when I do these things. I'm used to it. I'm used to the road. Like I'm used to run. You may not be used to this as much. You just need more experience doing this. And then you'll be more comfortable about knowing the details about, okay, I needed to hit the nade or nade first, or okay, no, hold nade because I'm going to rotate even more aggressively, or okay, I'm not going to get pushed, so I should fish with sleep dart, but I shouldn't just blow it into a Sigma shield. I should wait for more opportunity. So like basically,
I shouldn't be here.
Well, I mean, I think it's okay. Like you still have a decent angle. Like if a Sigma shield's parked on you and only you, it's not a bad thing. But like that kind of stuff, like that just hurts my feelings, right? And you have gotten so little cooldown value, but it's not been because of your positioning this round. It's been because of mechanics and or your decision making with that positioning. Okay. So this is good. This is highlighting that when you're under these weird Rambo-like situations, you look uncomfortable and you mess up a lot of the fundamentals that you know better on cooldowns. What that means is you just need to keep doing it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense because it'll eventually.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because once I end up autopiloting this rotation, then all of a sudden my cooldown accuracy and stuff will.
That's it. You'll be able to devote some time into your cooldowns. Yeah.
Okay.
So you were comfortable enough to throw yourself at the wind to go back to plat 2. So clearly you're not against, experimenting. Let's keep that up then. This is good. I love that, don't you? I love that.
Yeah, I do this so much.
I'll take a bulldozer, just be like, bam! Just knock a hole through that thing. It's so annoying. You have information. You know where they are, right? So you know this rotation's going to work, right? This is a great rotation from you. Now, this is the nade I don't like. I don't hate it because it might hit, but it's weird for me to say that I don't like this nade as much, but why? Why? Think about it for a second.
Like, maybe two things. I think first off, like the Sigma shield can easily block it, like
It
if
can.
he's aware. And like, I don't know if people will be able to hard engage. I mean, yeah,
Well, that's not
I
the
mean, they-
problem. If you hit it, you hit it. The question is, are you going to
Well,
be
yeah.
taking a more aggressively rotate? Are you going to take a more aggressive rotation?
Oh, see, yeah. See, why am I not
Potentially,
thinking about that?
potentially,
Yeah.
right? Potentially. So he does shield it, but I'm thinking, bam, or I'm thinking, bam, first, then nade, right? So it kind of goes back to what we're talking about. Take the position first, then use the cooldown. Whether that's a flank on right or just a passive sightline on left that opens up a different side. This is fine too, right? You don't have to go flank mode always. Just open up a different angle here and then hit the nade off of that. Like you see the problem here. You nade and then take an aggressive rotation. So you might actually get punished for this, even though this is a good rotation.
Yeah,
At least you have your sleep dart, and you're going to hit it. So I respect it, but nade there, this fight is already over.
Yeah.
So decide in your rotation, then cooldowns. Rotate, cooldowns, rotate, cooldowns, rotate, cooldowns. Or if you like your position, then don't rotate, and then just use your cooldowns whenever you'd like to. But you can kind of see the problem here is that this Sigma shield is... You're not getting cooldown value because you
I know I'm not doing much of
you
anything right
didn't
now.
rotate. You didn't rotate, and then when you did rotate, you had already used your burst cooldown, so the rotation didn't really do a whole lot. I want to see what this nade was. Oh, this is a self nade. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You have sleep dart. You have vision. You need to move. Where do you need to move to? Well, same position you were last fight. Go right.
That is such a.
It's okay. That's okay. This is challenging. And this is especially challenging on Flashpoint because, especially in Flashpoint, there are really no hard rules about where fights are going to break out or how you should rotate. Right? You kind of have to just make it up as you go.
I think
like
now
your-
that you bring it up, I do
ahead.
not like my position. Now that you're bringing it up, it feels like it's like okay, like my hero pool and stuff. Like I rarely play Ano on Flashpoint. I did before I really started really trying to play her. So like it feels like these things are a lot harder for me because I have no experience with it. Because like that's where I feel like I had a weakness in. Because I would play like I don't know, probably like Juno or Brig or something
Yeah.
like that, and I just wouldn't have to. I won't have any practice doing this stuff because I just avoided it really. So I just know it doesn't feel that great. So I just say I'll pick a character I know that's good on this map.
Yeah,
That's
I
in
mean,
my
you're
hero
right.
pool.
Juno's way better. Brig is hit or miss, but yeah, I mean, certainly Juno, right? Like, way more motion, rotations are significantly easier. Nano's fine. His position kind of sucked, but it kept him alive and it
Yeah.
punished that soldier. This is an angle that makes more sense when you have nade sleep. In fact, I would have preferred you to hide here for this fight and then pop out here for the nade and then run away. So, like, going back before even the nano, if I'm playing on here, because, I'm a crack addict, I'm playing here and I'm sitting quietly and I'm listening. And then I'm going, got you in my sights, nano, pop, nade, right through the Sigma, and then run away. That's kind of like my mindset there. Or if I'm playing more passively, I'm holding this angle here because this is going to kind of open up a different sight lane with a bit of distance. And then I'm going to have to directly duel with the soldier myself, right? Just the different things that I would be thinking about in that moment, just based off of like right now. And here you go. You see it, right? I have CDs. Yeah. I have to be careful. I have to respect that Sigma. Terrible.
Oh, I just rusty.
Terrible.
So bad.
Terrible.
Like,
terrible. Terrible.
Like, no thought. Just throwing it out there.
But the right idea, the right rotation. Honestly, you got sleep dart. You could take this. Yeah, it's just you fumbled it. You just fumbled it. That's it. You fumbled everything about it. You didn't take the shots when you had the opportunity. You missed the rush to sleep dart. You rushed to nade. But you know what? Okay, good stuff. Keep doing this. Keep doing this. This is good. Let's watch one more fight. That work for you?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, information that you have. All the blood and sweat's going on here. You're going to have a nade here. Yes. Good pocket. Good sleep dart. That's okay. Honestly, that's super unfortunate. This is a pretty nice cycle of cooldowns. I lied. Let's look at one more. Information that you have. Where do you go? They're on point. Your team's here. You see Torb. You nade him out of that angle. He's out. You rotate accordingly. You don't really have the position just yet. Bomb. I need you to move right now. I need you to move right now and not use your sleep dart. Why?
I need a rotation.
Yeah, you need a rotation, right? This vision isn't all that good. You could go here. You could deepen your rotation to here. It's your call, but you need to go. Because nade is coming up. You've got a diva in there with bomb. Nobody's going to be looking at you. And then the nade sucks because the position sucks, right? And so this is probably a fight where so your soldier gets a trade. That's huge. But that felt so uncomfortable despite the ultimates that you guys had. There it is. Now you still have nade, so let's just keep going. Why not? I mean, I appreciate the intention of that nade. Okay. What needs to be done better? Both two things, right? Two things. What's the first one with positional thing?
Like, I have to, when I have my cooldowns, I need to just be willing to rotate, and get a better angle. For sure.
Right. The position needs to basically focus on your positioning first. And then from that positioning, what do you do with the position?
Like, don't waste actually save my cooldowns for when I have the position and use them on the actual angle and not just blow them before I get there.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of it for you is recognizing those rotations and using those rotations off of that. But partly also is once you're on that angle, how do you actually use those cooldowns? Because like you saw a lot of good things here, and even in the second round of Antarctica, that just wasn't executed all that well. But that's okay. You just need practice with that. I think you know how to use those cooldowns. You just need more reps.
Okay, no problem. Because to be fair, that is something that because I was looking at a lot of tape, and maybe 4 days ago, there's something like, oh man, this might be the thing that I really need to work on, because I was noticing I wasn't even really doing it well at all after I looked at a whole bunch of replays. So, I mean, I think if I just put a lot more practice into it, it'll get better. I don't have that much practice yet. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yep. That's basically it. Okay, remember, cooldowns are your mobility because they are your insurance that prevents you from getting punished, or if you do get punished, you at least took a bunch of people down with you, right? You prefer sightlines, right? You would prefer sightlines, and you do want to take the information that the enemy team gives you about where you can go. But that's really the essence of dynamic positioning.